Hi, welcome to Moaning Zombie, Love for Mary Kate. I'm Mary Kate and it is lovely to have you here. Today we're just going to take a couple quick moments to share a little bit about myself with you so that you kind of know what little moaning zombie you're kind of dealing with. So in getting to know me, some of the things that I really love. I really love nature. I love being outside in nature. I love patio holidays. Patio holidays takes a little bit of explanation, I think. So because I'm fairly homebound and I love being out in nature, we are very fortunate that where we live, we have in our little small space, our property backs up to this little baby wetland, and so which is really nice because we get a lot of birds and we have like woodland creatures. We get to see the deer, we get to see bunny rabbits and squirrels, and it's so exciting. So so for patio holidays, since I'm largely homebound and I have a very difficult time getting out and away, I have this chair, my favorite little outside chair, and I go and I sit on the patio in my chair. Oh, and I have this little, it's all like this camping stuff, you know, like this little camping chair with this little camping footstool. And I go out there and with my little blankets, even on cooler days, not during winter when it's freezing, but even cool days of spring and fall, I will take blankets out and I'll just go sit out on the patio and just be really quiet and just listen to the birds, listen to the wind rustle through the leaves of the trees, all of it. I just, patio holidays, oh, they're so exciting for me. When I am out in nature and I am walking around, especially if I have the energy and we go to a nature park of some sort, I really like to take my camera. I love taking snaps of various different, anything nature, trees, flowers, animals, the river flowing, a lake, whatever it is. Love taking snaps of nature. Huge doodler, love to doodle. Doodling has kind of saved my life, especially in the last few years, as it has become just how my wellness care journal has flourished. When I was having insomnia, or not having, like as though it's in the past tense, when I do have insomnia, I whip out my little doodle bot and I will doodle and write myself love notes of encouragement. And I don't know, I kind of found my own little doodle style and they make me really happy and I enjoy it immensely. Yoga. I love yoga. Yoga, beyond breath and movement, has become a place where I find peace and calm. Or if I'm being very anxious and very stressed and having a very difficult time, I will get on the yoga mat and I will breathe my way into, if not a complete state of more peace and calm, and I get much more improved. So it's really great for countering anxiety for me. And then of course the movement and the breath to help my body heal and restore and to do all of those things. And I just love the peaceful feeling, and I love how yoga feels for me. It's quiet and I get a moment to just kind of like work at letting my thinking mind go and just be there present and in the moment and gently flow and know that I'm doing something very nourishing for my mind and my body and my soul and all of that. So yoga. Oh, and then of course if I'm having any kind of like pains or challenges in my body, I find that the yoga really helps me navigate those and sometimes even resolve them. So, yoga is just delicious. So, connecting with friends. Who doesn't like spending time with good friends? And again, since I'm homebound, I do a lot of Zooming, phone calls, messaging, sharing of images, texts. I like drop doodles on my friends and family all the time when I've been doodling. So they know if they see a doodle, I've probably been having insomnia. Not always, but, and then I just brighten their day. So whatever it was that it helped me get through my night, whatever, it might be during the day when I'm trying to, I don't really have like a 24-hour sleep schedule. It typically moves around. So sometimes I'm sleeping during the day and sometimes I'm sleeping at night. So when I say night, it's a very loose usage of the word. But sometimes I just connect by sharing my doodle that's helped me get through my moment of insomnia, and I brighten their day, I brighten my day, so it's kind of like a win-win, and I love it. I love to gobble tasty, healthy food. I love my food, and especially ever since I have cut sugar out of my meal plans. I don't add any additional sugar to any of my foods anymore, and it became, well, one, I did that just for future reference, and when we talk about it in the future, for those of you who might be interested, I did that so that I could reduce inflammation in my body, because everything that I'm going through is very inflammation based, and I didn't want it to get worse and progress into especially like an autoimmune disease or any kind of very serious illness that could potentially lead to very unhappy health outcomes. But so I cut the sugar out, and it changed the way my foods taste and gave me a massive appreciation for the deliciousness of actual food. And so when I eat an apple or an orange or some zucchini, whatever it is, oh my God, it's so good. I love it. So, and I will share my recipes and things and my tricks and all the things. I'll share those with you as we go. But I do love gobbling my tasty, healthy food. And that idea of connecting with friends for my family, I love being by my honey bun. I just have a wonderful honey bun. He takes really wonderful care of me when I'm struggling. He's great to play with, have fun, do things, brighten my days. I love to brighten his days. It's like a daily goal, whatever I can do to try to make him laugh. It's like every day I have this one goal that I have to get at least one good laugh out of him. And so I love spending time with him and doing silly fun things and going on, in the words of Pooh, expeditions. So when we get to go out into nature, we call them expeditions, and I love to do that and have fun. And on that note, I love to laugh and to smile, crack jokes, be silly, watch funny shows, read funny books. Calvin and Hobbes of old still gets me to crack up at times, so I love that. I love growing my wellness every day that I feel better and have a good day. It's just absolutely squeetastic. So everything that I do, when I especially get those rewards of feeling better, is just all the kind of reinforcement that I really need. I just keep going. So I love growing my wellness through all of the various different things, like learning. And I love to learn. When I first met my husband, I was in my first graduate program, and I've been in a total of 3. And he at one point told me that I couldn't make a life of being a full-time student. What? I don't understand. Why not? So I have always been just this little kid person that loves to learn and grow, and so still that person today, and I love new things. Currently learning a new language, for instance, and always learning about health and the body and healing and all of those things. And then anything that supports my hobbies and joys in life, learning more about doodling, learning more about any kind of digital things that will help me become more paperless and do all the things that I want to do. Love it all. And I love being helpful. I have just always been a helpful little creature. It's just kind of part of my nature and part of my soul. And I love to I love to make a difference, a positive difference in people's lives. And so when I had the energy to be at university and to teach, and I just love that aha moment, that light bulb when my people get it, and I love helping support people into building like a more positive life for themselves, and knowing that, you know, I'm on the sidelines. I'm an assist. I give them empowerment, and they run with it. And when they see the beautiful products that they produce for themselves, and when they are just so much happier with who they are and what they're doing in their lives, it's goodness. It is so much goodness. And for a number of years, I taught math to adults in a community college environment, and I taught K-8 math, kindergarten through 8th grade, which was meant for adults who were never really good at math, or who had a lot of anxiety about math, who had never really succeeded and struggled, but needed to really get those foundations. And I just remember, it was so awesome to just be witness and bear witness to their getting over their fears and getting over the challenges and not being afraid of math, and actually finding it, strangely enough, fun to problem solve and to take on new challenges, and then to be able to even think about those concepts and applying them into their lives, in like a greater picture. So, just all of that. So anyway, getting to know me. I love all of these things, and I'm a big fan of happiness and love and joy and light and making a positive difference. And so that's kind of what I bring to you here at Moaning Zombie. I want to try to do all of those things and be all of those things through this digital platform, where I can't necessarily see if you get a light bulb moment, or unless you comment to me, I won't know if you're like, wow, Mary Kate, this really worked, or I tried this, but it didn't really work. Do you have any other suggestions? You know, so unless you comment, I won't know those kinds of things. And so I'm kind of taking it on faith out there that, you know, you'll connect with me and let me know as we go. And so we'll see. And I did want to just offer a little bit about my background, which I've been alluding to as we go, just to kind of give you some idea of how I know some of the things that I do to make me have the confidence that I do in being able to share them with you. And so, for instance, if you haven't watched my introductory video to Moaning Zombie to see what it's all about, it's really about helping women who are living with fatigue-encumbered illness. And so, and I talk about me having chronic fatigue syndrome and perimenopausal disorder, and I have been working through those, navigating those for about 14 years now, just over. And so they've been very life-altering. They've changed my life, and they have kind of I felt loss about losing some things in my life, but then I feel happiness about gaining other things. And so it's kind of like, you know, I guess wherever you are in your life and whatever's being kind of thrown at you, it's not always going to be easy, and sometimes it's just really dreadfully difficult. And on the really bad days, you cope and you get through. And on the better days and the really great days, you really build in the things that make you flourish, because wherever you are, whatever's happening out there, or whatever's happening with you, whatever that is, it can only be made better with a positive attitude, and with seeking that which will brighten your day and those kinds of goodnesses. And so for me, with my perimenopausal disorder and my chronic fatigue syndrome, I have just really been working over the years, bit by bit, little bit by little bit, to grow wellness and to really find the goodness that is still in my life and that I can continue to grow. So anyway, I hope that helps. I have personal experience with these, with fatigue-encumbered challenges, so much, and so many other symptoms. And if you have any questions about symptoms and stuff, we can talk about things, comment, let me know, and we'll get into it. Anything that I've experienced that I've managed to find help for, I'd be happy to share that with you. And if I don't know, on that same token, I will never just kind of like off the cuff, oh yeah, just, do this, or no girl, I don't do that. I am very much about sharing what what I know and what I've learned. And if I'm uncertain, I'm going to tell you I'm uncertain. I want you to have confidence in what I'm sharing with you, as it is something. These will be things that really work for me and that have made a positive difference. And if I don't know, I will either look it up and learn and get back with you, or if it's something that is beyond, like it would be like, monumental to try to figure that out, I will do my best to refer you to the right authority, the right source, the right knowledgeable person or entity that would be able to help you with those sorts of things. So I'm only ever going to work with you with what I do know, what's tried and true and tested for me. So that's kind of like my personal experiences and lessons learned. And then I have this education and work experience. Prior to being diagnosed, prior to finding myself living with chronic fatigue syndrome and perimenopausal disorder, I was this little energy bomb. And my students used to ask me, what do you eat to have so much energy? And so it seems very weird. I'm sure my students would be shocked to find out that I've spent the last 14 years, a better part of, being very bedbound and stuck at home. I think that it would just blow their minds. So prior to finding myself living with these challenges, I have been a pharmaceutical scientist. So I used to work on creating drug therapies, and I'll just leave it at that. So I know about the pharmaceutical world, and so therefore I can talk to some extent about pharmaceutical medications. Not like I can't talk about various different drugs, just more like their impacts and what's involved in testing them. And I use that knowledge to guide me on like how I would think about medications for myself and in my body and that kind of thing. So I don't want to oversell myself. I'm not like a big pharmaceutical company. I tested in like one line of testing, and I was a part of a much larger wheel. But it's more like just understanding the pharmaceutical world and what it takes to get drug to market and what that means for people. And for instance, this is a very good thing to note, especially for us women, that most drugs that are out there, over the counter or prescription, they are largely tested on a male population and not a female population. And that is a story for another day, but part of it is that our biology, our hormones, make it very complicated. It makes getting that data more tricky, and we skew the numbers, and so that doesn't get them to their endpoint. And so the end result of that, for instance, is that, oh my gosh, well, how's the drug going to respond in a woman's body? Have we tested that? Not really. So we become the guinea pigs after drug comes to market in many ways. So that's just like one little thing there to kind of take with you as something I've learned from the pharmaceutical world. I was a college educator, a motivational speaker, and a mentor, and I loved it. And I kind of talked a little bit about that earlier when I was teaching students math, and I've worked with students. I was a college advisor, and I helped students either pick their classes and that kind of thing, but the big thing was I became a pre-health advisor, so I helped students navigate building and growing themselves into being worthy candidates for medical school, dental school, optometry school, professional programs, all that kind of stuff. And so have to be very motivational because it can be quite a big uphill climb. And so yeah, there's that. And along the way, and kind of always, I'm a little bit of an author, an artist, and a creative. I love creating. I've written novels. I've written self-help books for my college students. All those kinds of things. Tasty, tasty, tasty. Love it, love it, love it. And I have become a certified yoga instructor, which I have done this, one, because I love yoga, and two, because I found that in the world of things, most from what I'm experiencing online, because that's what I have access to being so homebound, most of the yoga, well, technically all of what I've seen out there in the video universe, is that there's no one really out there who is adapting yoga specifically for fatigue-encumbered women. And especially when we're having these health challenges where we might be very stiff, pains, overly tired, very just weak. And so we need yoga. Yoga is the gold standard. It's just, oh my gosh, for women. Oh, so I wanted to learn yoga so that I could then, with my own experience, adapt it in a very helpful way for women who are suffering from pains and fatigue and weakness, but still want to get movement and need movement and breath. And so that's it. I got certified in yoga so that I could do that, and I will be bringing Moaning Zombie yoga to you very, very soon. And then the last of that is just some education, a lot of education, as I was mentioning. Went to the 3 graduate programs, and a lot of education, and I just love it. So I do have a strong science background and educational background. I have master's in human genetics with additional graduate studies in molecular, cellular, and developmental biology. I basically went through the molecular, cellular, and developmental biology, and I decided to teach 2 credits shy of completing that master's. I don't know what I was thinking. But I could have had another master's, but instead I went off to teach math, and so that's okay. I was very happy. And so I also have a degree in higher education, educational studies, curriculum and development, which focuses on educating adult populations, either in colleges and universities or in, say, lifelong learning experiences, community learning experiences, that kind of thing. So all of that part is just to really kind of share with you that I've learned a lot, I've done a lot, and I really, I base my help and my information for myself in science, so that I'm not just kind of like blindly walking through and just kind of making it up as I go. I'm really guided by my education and my experiences for what to try and what to do and all of that. So I just wanted you to feel some level of certainty that when I'm sharing, especially information that's for instance, biologically based, like nutrition. When I talk about that I've done the reading, and I'm doing the learning, and I'm going to be sharing things with you that are medically and scientifically helpful based in what the research is showing. So anyway, so there's all that. So there's a little bit about me, and I guess for fun I would just throw in there that I consider myself a little pink punk kid. You're gonna find references to that in this channel really soon for my words of encouragement. So I'm a little pink punk kid, a moaning zombie, a happy soul, someone who wants to find brightness and to share that. So, well, that's me, and this video turned out to be way longer than I thought it was going to be, but I also feel like I shared some very helpful, relevant information. So if you're interested, there it is. And in the meantime, until I see you next time, have a great day. Remember to hydrate. eat something nourishing, get a little movement into your body, maybe spend some time outside in the sunshine, and just have a great day. And as you're getting to know me, there's always going to be some hugging. So I'm just going to give you a big hug. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.